Chapter 401 Re-entering the Hall of Inheritance. Part 7. Xiao Qi glared at Xiandao with annoyance, then looked at Master Donkey and his wife, and smiled as she took a sip of tea. Tian Guangming immediately shouted, "Husband and wife bow to each other." Lord Donkey and Phoenix Dragon Sparrow stood up, looked at each other, their faces full of joy and shyness. Then, they bowed to each other in prayer. "Send them to the bridal chamber," Tian Guangming shouted happily. "Wait a minute, give him a kiss first before sending him to the bridal chamber," Blood Dragon suddenly shouted. "Yes, give me a kiss," the Magic Frog shouted along. "Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss," the others shouted, joining in the fun. Phoenix Dragon Sparrow shyly hid in Lord Donkey's arms. Seeing the crowd's enthusiasm, Lord Donkey decisively aimed at Phoenix Dragon Sparrow's red lips and kissed her directly. Smack. A crisp kiss made the single people around feel nauseous. First, escort them to the bridal chamber, then begin the banquet. Xiandao stood up, concluding the wedding ceremony. After Xiandao spoke, no one dared to cause trouble anymore, and they watched as Lord Donkey and Phoenix Dragon Sparrow left. "Master, would you like to have a drink with us?" Tian Guangming invited. Xiandao refused, saying, "Have fun. You're more free without me around. Just remember, don't be dissolute," Tian Guangming assured. "I will definitely support them. I've brought out all the fine wine I've brewed for you. Please drink it at the banquet," Xiao Qi said. "Okay." Tian Guangming's eyes lit up. He had been thinking about drinking ever since the last time, and this time he could finally drink more. "Go on, have fun." Xiandao shooed Tian Guangming away. The once festive trading hall was now empty except for Xiandao and Xiao Qi. Xiandao reached out and grasped Xiao Qi's soft hand, saying, "Come with me for a walk and let me see your flower garden." Xiao Qi smiled gently. He said, "I've seen some flowers blooming recently. They must be very beautiful now. Let's go over there." The two of them walked hand in hand into the flower bed. The aroma is enticing. More than a dozen fragrances intertwine together without appearing chaotic, but rather each possesses its own unique character. Stepping into the flower bed, I was greeted by a riot of colors. Some flowers bloomed alluringly, some were pure and innocent, and some were stunningly beautiful. Xiandao held Xiao Qi's hand tightly, never letting go, as they admired the flowers. In the distance, the wedding banquet had already begun. Lord Donkey and Phoenix Dragon Sparrow also came out and began to entertain everyone. Laughter and toasts filled the air, and everyone was having a great time. Looking at it, Xiao Qi's eyes were filled with nostalgia as she sighed. "It's been a very, very long time since the Heaven and Earth Bank has been this lively." "Don't worry, it will get even more exciting in the future," Xiandao said firmly. "I believe you." Xiao Qi raised her head, revealing a sweet smile, and met Xiandao's gaze. Xiandao's heart inexplicably stirred with excitement. "Look, a shooting star." Xiandao pointed and looked behind Xiao Qi. Pop. Xiao Qi wasn't fooled. Instead, she stood on tiptoe and touched Xiandao's lips with her red lips. "Is this the only trick you know?" Xiao Qi kissed him, then took a step back and asked with amusement. Xiandao reached up and touched his mouth, clicking his tongue as he said, "Knowing a few moves doesn't matter, as long as I can kiss you, that's enough." Xiao Qi wrinkled her nose and said, "No, you big pervert. No." Xiandao exclaimed in dissatisfaction, reaching out to touch Xiao Qi's arm. Xiao Qi giggled and started running. "If I said it's gone, it's gone. I won't let you push your luck." The day after Lord Donkey's wedding, the Heaven and Earth money shop was completely silent. Early this morning, Xiao Qi's brewed wine was incredibly potent. It could even knock out an emperor. These people were completely unrestrained last night and are now fast asleep. Xiandao didn't wear a mask this time. Now that he took it off inside the Heaven and Earth Bank, he wouldn't wear it again in front of his subordinates. Of course, when facing guests or going out to meet enemies, Xiandao still has to wear a mask. Early in the morning, when no one was around, Li Xiandao walked alone in the mountains. This time, he wanted to go to the inheritance hall. It's been a long time since I've been here. I haven't been to the inheritance hall since Li Xiandao broke through to the Emperor realm. First, give them time to rest. During that period, everyone was tortured by Li Xiandao and suffered a lot. Li Xiandao gave them some time to rest. Secondly, Li Xiandao's cultivation had not yet reached a bottleneck, so there was no need for him to discuss Dao with them. But now, Li Xiandao can come. The main hall of inheritance remains simple, with many paper kites that seem to be making a pleasant clattering sound as Li Xiandao steps into the place again. Li Xiandao smiled slightly and walked towards the mountain behind him. The mountain road wound its way through the mountains. Li Xianlu passed by the tomb of the god of war Zhao Wuji and saw this former god of war now basking in the sun, seemingly bored. Zhao Wuji also saw Li Xiandao and laughed. It's been quite a while since you've come. Li Xiandao smiled lightly. When I come, you complain that I come too often. When I don't come for a few months, you say that I haven't come for a long time. It's so hard for me. Zhao Wuji laughed heartily and complained. You're quite humorous when you're not absorbing our Dao essence, but when you're frantically absorbing it, you're terrifying. No one can withstand you. They'll be drained in no time. Am I that terrifying? Li Xiandao asked. Go ask the sword god, ask the Taoist, ask this Zhong Baixing, are you a freak? Zhao Wuji said irritably. Li Xiandao smiled slightly and said, now that you mention it, it would be unreasonable for me not to challenge you to a duel this time. Zhao Wuji swallowed hard and said, you're already at the peak of the Emperor realm, not far from my peak. What's the point of sparring? You've already acquired more Dao essence than I have. You've absorbed the strengths of many schools, integrated them, and forged your own path. Li Xiandao nodded. That was true. He absorbed the strengths of various schools, integrated them, and made them his own. After all that you've said, you still don't really want to spar with me, Li Xiandao laughed, pointing out Zhao Wuji's thoughts. Who wouldn't feel guilty in front of you? Zhao Wuji muttered. Li Xiandao pretended not to hear and said, come with me to pay respects to the sword god. The sword god hasn't been in a good mood lately, Zhao Wuji said hesitantly. I know why. Let's go see the sword god now, Li Xiandao said confidently. Zhao Wuji didn't care. He separated a wisp of his divine consciousness and followed Li Xiandao to pay respects to the sword god. Li Xiandao knew why the sword god was in low spirits. Li Xiandao had told him about the old man of Tianqi before, and he was grieving for his old friend. Li Xiandao and Zhao Wuji arrived at the tomb of the sword god, and as expected, the tomb was tightly closed, without any movement. The sun is shining so brightly today, it's the perfect time to sunbathe, but the sword god has buried himself in a coffin, without making a sound. Chapter 402 for the Ideal. Part 1. The sword god fought alongside the old man of Tianqi, and together with a group of companions, they slaughtered a large number of immortals. However, the sword god subsequently perished, and the old man of Tianqi closed the immortal gate alone, hiding the key on Mount Tian. The sword god can still survive by relying on the heaven and earth bank, but the old man of Tianqi is completely dead, so the sword god is not in a good mood. Knock knock knock. Li Xiandao reached out and tapped on the sword god's tombstone. I'm in a bad mood, let's go out and talk, Li Xiandao said. The clods of earth fell, revealing the coffin, and the sword god emerged from it. He was in a bad mood, but since Li Xiandao had come, he still had to receive him. The owner of the money exchange seems to be in a good mood. Sword god forced a smile and asked, let me show you something. Li Xiandao said with a smile, without explaining why he was in a good mood, but instead took out something. One key. A very special key. The sword god was stunned upon seeing this and exclaimed, this is... The old man of Tianqi closed the gate to immortality. This is the key to reopening it, Li Xiandao said with a smile. How did this end up in your hands? The sword god was stunned. The old man of Tianqi's junior brother gave me this key in a deal, so I am now the owner of this key, Li Xiandao said. The sword god took the key and looked at it with a strange look of surprise in his eyes, as if he were caressing a treasure, completely captivated. "Do you know?" the sword god suddenly asked, looking at Xiandao. "What?" Xiandao asked. "What are the wishes of the old man of Qianqi, myself, and all my friends?" the sword god asked Xiandao shook his head. Zhao Wuji, standing to the side, frowned, as if he had thought of something. "Our wish is to prevent the people of the immortal realm from underestimating us," the sword god said firmly. "Does the immortal realm look down on the 9 heavens?" Xiandao asked curiously. "Of course, those of us who ascend to immortality must first do hard labor, mining, corvée labor, and so on when we enter the immortal realm." The sword god said angrily. "I'll test your talent. If you don't meet the standard, you'll be exiled to the frontier or forced into hard labor for 1,000 years before you can gain your freedom." The sword god's eyes were filled with anger. "What kind of talent is needed to meet the standard?" Xiandao asked curiously. "Talent is divided into 10 levels, with the first level being the highest and the 10th level being the lowest. Only those who reach the 5th level are considered qualified and will not have to do these arduous tasks," the sword god said coldly. "Once you reach the 5th level, can you live a normal life?" Zhao Wuji asked. At his peak, he did not enter the immortal realm. He was invincible throughout the 9 heavens and 10 earths, but he hesitated to step out of the threshold of the immortal realm until the end. He died for some reason, and a wisp of his soul came to the heaven and earth bank. Because he did not enter the immortal realm, he was located not far behind the inheritance hall. "No." The sword god shook his head, shattering Zhao Wudi's beautiful fantasy. "The immortal realm is cold and cruel. The laws of the forest are even more dangerous than those of the 9 heavens and 10 earths because there are too many people. Although there are many resources, the immortal realm has developed for countless years, and class divisions have long been solidified. For ordinary people to want to rise up is simply a pipe dream." The sword god sighed, his tone heavy. "Upon entering the immortal realm, your talent will be tested. Those who fail to reach the 5th level will suffer greatly. Those who reach the 5th level will be forced to surrender their souls and join the army as lowly soldiers. If you dare to escape, your soul imprint will be crushed." The sword god's words were cruel, leaving Xiandao and Zhao Wuji speechless. After painstaking cultivation and ascension to the immortal realm, what one sees is not as beautiful as imagined, but rather a colder and more cruel reality. Those in the heavens have no power. They can't fight City Hall. Besides, those in the heavens and earth aren't even worthy of being called arms. So Elder Qianqi and I both escaped back, which enraged that force, who sent people to hunt us down. We started to fight back, which was a bloody battle. Many people died on both sides, and I also died in battle. I just didn't expect that Elder Qianqi would later close the immortal gate all by himself." The sword god sighed with emotion. The old man of Qianqi made a brilliant move, severing the connection between the immortal realm and the 9 heavens and 10 earths. From then on, the two sides would not interfere with each other. "Even if you look down on us people from the 9 heavens and 10 earths, you cannot interfere with us. As long as the immortal gate remains closed, the immortal realm will be unable to easily intervene in the affairs of the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Money shop owner, you've obtained the key. What do you plan to do with it?" Sword god asked Xiandao nervously. Xiandao thought for a moment and said, "I will open the immortal gate someday in the future." The sword god was startled and asked, "Why did you open the immortal gate?" "Once the immortal gate is opened, people from the immortal realm can come down at will. Although their power cannot exceed the limit that the 9 heavens and 10 earths can contain, their numbers will be extremely terrifying. The 9 heavens and 10 earths will once again fall into an era ruled by immortals," the sword god said anxiously. He really didn't want Xiandao to do anything foolish. Xiandao smiled slightly, his eyes resolute, and said, "Since I want to open the immortal gate, I will not let them run rampant. I'll see then which of the 3,000 immortals in heaven dares to descend to the mortal realm with a sword in hand." Li Xiandao was extremely confident in his future strength. He did not want the 9 heavens and 10 earths to be separated from the immortal realm for too long, so he closed the immortal gate. The 9 heavens and 10 earths were no longer threatened, but the number of people who could ascend to immortality was also greatly reduced, because they could only rely on tribulation to ascend. Over the years, not many people have ascended to heaven. This is not good news. The greatest cruelty for those who have worked hard and persevered is when their upward mobility is cut off. As for the immortals causing chaos in the 9 heavens and 10 earths, Li Xiandao didn't care at all. He was still around at that time. Li Xiandao shared these thoughts with the sword god. After listening, the sword god pondered for a moment and said, "You must ensure that you are the strongest one." Li Xiandao smiled confidently. "You think I won't be the strongest one?" The sword god had nothing to say. Just thinking about Li Xiandao's terrifying learning ability, terrifying swordsmanship, and terrifying talent, he inexplicably gained some confidence in Li Xiandao. "I will help you," the sword god said firmly, handing the key to Li Xiandao. He knew he couldn't persuade Li Xiandao. Opening the immortal gate was Li Xiandao's plan, so he could only support it. Li Xiandao took the key and said, "The greatest help you can give me is to hand over all your Daoist essence to me, and to hand over your Emperor Daoist essence to me." The sword god finally smiled and said, "No problem, I can give you everything I have." To fulfill Li Xiandao's wish to open the gates of immortality and make the passage between immortals and mortals unobstructed, yet for which none of the 3,000 immortals in heaven dared to descend, the sword god was willing to give up everything. "Since you are thinking of the 9 heavens and 10 earths, I can also pass on all my Daoist wisdom to you." Zhao Wudi also said. He was also from the 9 heavens and 10 earths and had a great sense of gratitude towards this land. And so are we. The Taoist and Zhong Baixing's soul avatar also arrived, exchanged a smile, and said, Chapter 403 Huoxia Company. Part 2. On this side, Li Xiandao received continued instruction from Zhao Wuji, the sword god, Zhong Baixing, and the Taoist. Everyone thoroughly imparted their understanding of Daoist principles to Li Xiandao. Previously, everyone was practicing step by step, allowing Li Xiandao to observe and learn. But now everyone is unleashing their most powerful Daoist techniques without any concealment, which puts immense pressure on Li Xiandao while also motivating him to improve himself. The profound Daoist techniques far surpassed the realm of emperors. Li Xiandao fought against 4 people alone, completely immersed in the experience. Despite suffering a crushing defeat and being beaten black and blue at the Heaven and Earth Money House, Li Xiandao recovered quickly, which greatly improved his skills. Outside the Heaven and Earth Bank, beyond the cold moon in the sky, lies Juntian. The second-ranked great world in the 9 heavens is unchallenged by anyone except the Azure Heaven. Even Xiantian, who was also ranked second, was extremely dissatisfied. The heavens are ranked number 1 among the 9 heavens, without a doubt. Secondly, there are 2 great worlds fighting each other, namely Juntian and Xiantian. People in both worlds claim to be on the 2nd day, while the other claims to be on the 3rd day. Day 4, scorching hot. After that, there's no need to argue about the 5th, 6th, and 7th positions. Everyone can just be ranked as they see fit. The cold moon heaven is the 8th day, and the hell heaven is the 9th day. Everyone's rankings were clear, except for the 2nd day when the 2 worlds fought over it, comparing everything, making it difficult to determine a winner. Juntian is several times larger than Hanuishan, and its spiritual energy is more than 10 times denser, as it is the closest place to the immortal realm. They were only slightly inferior to the heavens. It is far superior to Xiantian, this 3rd world. This is the consistent way of thinking of Juntian people. I admit that I am not as good as the heavens, but not by much. With a little effort, I can definitely catch up and push the heavens down. Then they are definitely more powerful than Xiantian. The people of Xiantian are trash. How can they compare to Juntian? Heaven sits on the mountain watching the tigers fight, and makes no comment on this matter. Xian was furious and frequently fought with Juntian, waging a world war with both sides winning and losing, which deepened the hatred between them. In a corner of Juntian, Zhong Ziki sat on a large rock, his expression complex. We've been searching for so long without any news. Could it be that you've got the location wrong? The demon asked suspiciously. You say go east, we go east. You say go to heaven, we go to heaven. You say go to the sea, we go to the sea. It's been several months, and you haven't found a single demon god pillar. How can you face your master? Zhong Ziki said irritably. This doesn't make sense. I've traveled so far, yet I still can't sense the demon god pillar. Could it really not be in Juntian? The demon said in distress. Over the past few months, you've put a lot of effort into your cultivation, but when it comes to finding the demon god pillar, I think you've been slacking off, Zhong Ziki accused. Bullshit. You can't blame me for not being able to find the demon god pillar, the demon said angrily. You guaranteed to our master that you would definitely find the demon god pillar, Zhong Ziki said. The demon opened his mouth, but couldn't utter a word. I think you're just deceiving your master, Zhong Ziki muttered. All right, we're one now. I've been punished by my master. Do you think you can avenge your great grudge? The demon reassured Zhong Ziki. But if you still don't have any clue, the master will find out that you are deceiving him. When the master is furious, we will be in trouble too, Zhong Ziki said worriedly. The demon stood up, looked at the mountains and rivers, and muttered to himself, I clearly saw a demon god pillar fall into Juntian. Could it have been taken away? Will others discover the treasure inside the demon god pillar? Zhong Ziki's soul floated out and asked. No, the demon god pillar is completely encased. Besides being extremely sturdy, no one without knowledge in this area can discover it or use it, the demon said, shaking his head. This was also the reason why he had been so confident in Xiandao, saying that he would definitely be able to find it. They didn't recognize the demon pillars, and besides, the demon pillars were enormous and couldn't be shrunk, making them impossible for ordinary people to use. So even if they got the demon pillar, it was useless. The demon's only worry was that people from the celestial and demonic realms would come and take away the demon god pillar. It can't be that much of a coincidence, the demon thought to himself, also feeling panicked. If it really gets taken by people from the immortal realm or the demon realm, he will be unable to keep his promise. At that time, the money house owner will be furious and killing him will be as easy as turning his hand. So the demon was also in a hurry. If all else fails, let's buy intelligence, Zhong Ziki suddenly suggested. Buy intelligence. The demon's eyes lit up. After being suppressed for 100,000 years, his mind had become dull, and he had forgotten that intelligence could be bought and sold. Yes, I've bought intelligence many times. They all know me. I get discounts when I go there, and I even have a membership card, Zhong Ziki said. Membership card? Is it that advanced? The demon exclaimed in surprise. Has it developed this fast in the last 100,000 years? Of course, I'm a gold card member now, with my own dedicated service manager. This intelligence trading organization has risen so rapidly among its peers, which is something that not just anyone can do. It's all thanks to their service-first philosophy. Zhong Ziki said proudly, then prompted the demon to take out his gold card from his storage space. With the gold card in hand, the devil said he had learned something new today. Besides the gold card, what other cards are there? The demon asked. First it's the silver card, then the gold card, then the crystal card, and finally the black card, Zhong Ziki explained. Why is the black card at the end? The demon asked in surprise. Because black card users are unique, black symbolizes nobility, while crystal cards are a bit too extravagant, Zhong Ziki said. An organization that buys and sells information, acting all high and mighty? The demon lord wondered if he was out of touch with the times, or if the world was just too crazy. You're mistaken. This is a large chain company involved in countless industries and with countless products. Each industry supports the others, and in just 10 years, it has swept across the entire Juntian region, becoming a unique large company, Zhong Ziki proudly introduced. See this gold card? It not only makes buying intelligence much cheaper, but you can also get excellent service from all the companies under this organization. Zhong Ziki was from Juntianli, and he was really happy that such a visionary and innovative company had emerged in his world. And what is a company? The devil asked again, realizing that there were so many things he didn't understand. I'm not entirely sure either, but you can think of it as an organization. The company's name is Huoxia Group Company, Limited. It appeared 10 years ago and rose rapidly. Now it earns countless amounts of divine resources and spiritual veins every day. It's making a fortune. Zhong Ziki thought for a moment and said, "What kind of organization is this?" "It's so weird," the demon grumbled. "Never mind that for now. Let's go ask if they have any information about the demon god pillars," Zhong Ziki suggested. "All right, let's go take a look." The demon had no other choice but to try anything, even if it seemed hopeless. Chapter 404 Service Attitude. Part 3. Huoxia Company, or Huoxia Group, has risen to prominence in the last decade, reaching the ranks of giants in just 10 years. The Huoxia Group has its own interests not only in intelligence organizations, but also in all aspects of life. Moreover, this foray into the field had a huge effect, instantly making it number one. Huoxia Group has many new products or new magic weapons that have improved their functions, reduced their prices, and made them more affordable for everyone. When Zhong Ziki spoke of this to the demon, he expressed great admiration. "Then who owns this Huoxia Group?" the devil asked. "That's why I admire him. The owner of Huoxia Group is an ordinary person with no cultivation," Zhong Ziki said admiringly. "How can someone with no cultivation possess such abilities?" the demon exclaimed in surprise. "I am also very surprised that someone with no cultivation could create such a huge group with millions of employees, involved in all aspects, and full of experts serving him," Zhong Ziki nodded. "How does he maintain such a large organization? No, such a corporation." The demon lord found it unbelievable. How could someone with no cultivation control millions of subordinates? It is said that he won over several powerful families and forces, divided the Huoxia Group into many parts, and formed a board of directors. He himself became the chairman, and the others became directors, participating in management and profit sharing. Zhong Ziki thought for a moment and told the rumors he had heard. "They're just using a big flag and a tiger's skin," the demon suddenly realized. "Isn't he afraid of messing things up?" the demon asked rhetorically. "Without any cultivation, someone could easily kill you and drive you out." "I don't know about that, but I admire him very much. He has no cultivation, yet he has built such a great career and managed to maintain it," Zhong Ziki said. "All right, you admire him, then I admire him too, but let's go ask about the demon god pillar now," the demon said dismissively. "You should head south quickly. There's a large city there, and Huoxia Group's businesses are located there," Zhong Ziki said immediately. The demon was traveling quickly. Now that Zhong Ziki and the demon had merged, their cultivation had improved significantly, reaching a very high level. Furthermore, they were still diligently cultivating demonic arts, so their speed was definitely not slow. A large city, teeming with people, and the most eye-catching building in this city is that towering structure, hundreds of meters tall. Huoxia Group Branch. With its glass shell and reinforced concrete construction, it appears extremely advanced and dazzling compared to the surrounding wooden and brick houses. The demon was quite surprised to see such a building. "So, does this Huoxia Group catch your eye?" Zhong Ziki asked, hidden within his body. "It's quite impressive. Such a building is truly extraordinary. The doors are all made of transparent glass. They're very beautiful." The demon nodded. "Take my gold card and swipe it to go in," Zhong Ziki joked. The demon took out his gold card and walked to the front of the Huoxia Group building. "Welcome, gold card boss," a sweet-looking girl said respectfully as she approached. "I need to purchase some intelligence," the demon said, following Zhong Ziki's instructions. "No problem. Please come in and sit down. I'll go and inform someone to come." The girl smiled sweetly and led the devil into the reception area. The glass table and rattan chairs seemed so unusual, but upon closer inspection, they were so harmonious. The boss sat down, and the girl brought him a cup of tea, saying, "Please wait a moment, the supervisor will be here soon." The demon nodded, feigning composure, and downed the tea in one gulp. Hiss. My first reaction was, "It's hot." My second reaction was to vomit. The third reaction is, "Don't vomit." It would be too embarrassing to spit it out, so the demon's expression didn't change, and he drank the scalding hot water. The girl blinked repeatedly, her face full of question marks. Isn't this person afraid of getting burned? This is my body, don't ruin it, Zhongziki said with heartache. Who knew the tea would be so hot? The demon argued. It's also my fault. I forgot to remind you that they always pour you tea when you come. The service is excellent, Zhongziki said helplessly. Just wait and see. But the service is excellent. No wonder the Huoxiao group has been able to develop. That mortal you mentioned who has no cultivation is quite a talent, the demon praised. Of course, otherwise I wouldn't admire him so much, Zhongziki said proudly. Just as the two of them were bickering in their minds, a man walked over and said with a smile, "Hello Mr. Zhong, I am the manager here. You can call me Manager Lin." "Hello." The demon, disguised as Zhongziki, nodded slightly and said, "I heard you want to buy intelligence. What kind of intelligence are you looking for?" Manager Lin, being an impatient person, asked directly. Seeing the demon's appetite, they took out a piece of paper and said, "Do you have any information about this thing?" When Manager Lin took a look, he saw that the paper was drawn with 12 demon pillars, so lifelike that they seemed to be real. It was drawn by the demon himself. "Would you mind if I took it to the back and looked at it with my colleagues, and discussed it with them?" Manager Lin asked. "It's fine, you can take it." The demon didn't care. He could draw it any time anyway. Manager Lin smiled apologetically, then got up and left. "This service is quite good," the demon exclaimed. He spoke very respectfully, with a smile on his face throughout, and spoke in a gentle and persuasive manner. He even gave an apologetic smile when he left. Having bought many things, this is the first time I've experienced such a service attitude that changes in the smallest details. The difference in service between us and other stores isn't drastic, but the attention to detail is what truly shows care. The demon asked, "How can I upgrade your gold card to a diamond card?" "What do you want to do?" Zhongziki asked. "For this service alone, I have to upgrade to a higher card. A gold card isn't good enough for my status," the demon said boastfully. "You need to spend 100,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins at Huoxiao Group to upgrade to a crystal card," Zhongziki said calmly. "So many?" the demon exclaimed in surprise, as he didn't have that many spiritual dragon veins on him right now. "Yes," Zhongziki said. "What about the black card?" The demon wanted to know how much the black card required to spend. "The black card isn't for sale. It's only given away. It's given to powerful people, to those with great strength, or to some partners. We can't get our hands on it," Zhongziki said. What a brilliant business sense. The devil understood this immediately. The black card has become a symbol of status and prestige. Having a black card means you are recognized by the Huoxiao Group as someone with great strength or influence. Black cards have become a symbol of status and have suddenly become valuable. This free black card is more sought after and valuable than cards that cost money. Such talent should be recommended to the master, the demon muttered. What if we can't find the demon god pillar? If we recommend this talent to our master, he might be pleased and forgive us. The demon's mind started racing. We need to think about our backup plan. What if we can't find the demon pillar? Chapter 405 Entering Juntian. Part 4. The Demon Lord and Zhongziki waited for less than 10 minutes before Manager Lin came over with an apologetic smile and said, "We've kept our distinguished guests waiting, but we have some news to share." The demon's expression brightened, and he said, "There's news. Yes, we have similar records in our intelligence system regarding the pillars drawn by our distinguished guest, but they are quite old, so we are not sure if they are accurate, said Manager Lin. I want information from ancient times. The demon was delighted. Ancient times were good. He had been suppressed for 100,000 years. How could the time not be ancient? These are the documents. Please take a look, and I'll introduce them to you as well, Manager Lin said with a smile. The demon immediately took a pile of documents and carefully looked through them. The most recent data we have is from 30,000 years ago. Our group collected it with great difficulty. The oldest data dates back 100,000 years. It is said that one day, an iron pillar fell from the sky and crashed into the endless sea, splashing up countless waves and causing a tsunami. During this period, Dragon Island guarded the sea area and brought these iron pillars back to Dragon Island, Manager Lin explained in detail. The demon looked up in surprise and asked, On Dragon Island? Yes, according to subsequent records, someone who visited Dragon Island saw 4 such huge iron pillars suppressing the island. Manager Lin nodded. This is also recorded in the most recent document. 30,000 years ago, when the current Fire Dragon clan chief of Dragon Island ascended to the throne, he flew between the 4 iron pillars, demonstrating his power, Manager Lin nodded. The demon clicked his tongue and said, Here's what we'll do. Give me a copy of these documents, and I'll buy them. Okay, just a moment, I'll go copy the documents now. Manager Lin got up, took the documents, and left. The demon immediately exclaimed excitedly, I knew the demon god pillar was still in Juntian, it's just on Dragon Island, we just can't find it. Do you dare to go to Dragon Island? Zhong Ziki asked a fatal question. The demon was stunned. Zhong Ziki's cultivation level was not high to begin with. After merging with the demon, he used the demonic energy of the demon to improve himself. In addition, he practiced demonic arts and made rapid progress. Now he has just broken through to the Emperor Realm. The Emperor Realm is quite impressive. But that's Dragon Island. Dragon Island, home to the 8 major dragon clans. To be honest, the devil didn't dare to go. If he were to be targeted by those long snakes of the dragon race, he would have no chance of escape. Therefore we need to ask our master for help now, Zhong Ziki said calmly, his first thought being Xiandao. Because he didn't dare to go either. That was Dragon Island. Dragon Island was teeming with experts, including ancient dragons who had reached the pinnacle of power. Therefore, they decisively contacted Xiandao. In the cold moonlight, in the inheritance hall, Xiandao had just finished his sparring match with Zhong Baixing and the others. Fighting 4 against 1, Xiandao died at least 1,000 times, being brutally beaten by the 4 men. Fortunately, as the owner of the Heaven and Earth Bank, Xiandao was very capable. Ignoring death. It was through this that Xiandao repeatedly teetered on the brink of death, only to rise again unscathed time and time again. This sparring match lasted 3 days. Xiandao died over 300 times, but his gains were also enormous. Although he couldn't break through, Xiandao was still laying a solid foundation. A towering building starts from the ground up. You still need to lay a solid foundation. With a solid foundation laid, Xiandao can make rapid progress. Stepping out of the inheritance hall, Xiandao was exhausted and planned to take a bath, get some sleep, and relax. Even if you get beaten to a pulp more than 300 times in 3 days, you'll get tired. Spiritual. But the next second, Xiandao's spirit suddenly jolted. Zhong Ziki and the Demon Lord sent a message. Have you found the Demon God Pillar? Xiandao asked. 4 were found, Zhong Ziki replied. Where? Xiandao immediately felt all his fatigue vanish and his whole body brimming with energy. In Juntian, it's just that these 4 demon god pillars are not easy to take, Master, Zhong Ziki said hesitantly. Which power holds it? Xiandao immediately guessed why it was difficult to obtain. He asked. On Dragon Island, Zhong Ziki said softly. Dragon Island? Xiandao frowned. He really had a deep connection with Dragon Island. Master, what should we do now? Zhong Ziki asked. Stay where you are, I'll be right there, Li Xiandao said with a serious expression. Okay. Zhong Ziki finished his report and waited patiently. At the Heaven and Earth Bank, Li Xiandao walked out of the inheritance hall and returned to the trading hall, asking, Little Seven, are all my subordinates here? Yes, everyone else is cultivating, except for those who aren't in the cold moon heaven, Xiaoqi replied. After the joyous occasion of their wedding, everyone woke up the next day and devoted themselves to spiritual practice. Very good, then activate the teleportation mountain and head to Juntian, Li Xiandao instructed. Go to Juntian now? Xiaoqi walked over and asked curiously. Zhong Ziki and the others discovered that the demon god pillars are on Dragon Island, and there are 4 of them, Li Xiandao said calmly. What a coincidence. They refused to return the Great Wilderness Starfall on Dragon Island, and now the demon god pillar you want is still on Dragon Island. Xiaoqi exclaimed in amazement. Therefore I must cross boundaries, enter Juntian, and face Dragon Island directly, Li Xiandao said coldly. The grudges surrounding the Great Wilderness Starfall, the Blood Dragon, and the Demon God Pillar that Li Xiandao desires are all related to Dragon Island. Regardless, this trip to Juntian is a must. Then let's cross over. We've collected the debts from Hanuishan recently, so this place is cleared out. Let's go to Juntian, Xiaoqi said. Activate the teleportation peak and begin the cross-realm crossing, Li Xiandao instructed. Xiaoqi immediately entered 1,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. Rumble. The entire Heaven and Earth Bank trembled, and a rift opened in the void above the heavenly mountain, swallowing the Heaven and Earth Bank whole. In the world of Juntian, a rift was torn open, and the Heaven and Earth Bank appeared here, with a surge of spiritual energy immediately rushing in. The concentration of spiritual energy is much higher than that of Hanuishan. This crossover venture, aside from a brief initial stir, proceeded quietly throughout. The people in the heavens didn't know that Li Xiandao had brought the Heaven and Earth Bank with him. This time, Li Xiandao intends to quietly make a fortune. His subordinates were all cultivating, so Li Xiandao said goodbye to Xiaoqi. I'm going to check on Zhong Ziki and the Demon Lord. Xiaoqi nodded, watched Li Xiandao leave, and then went to take care of her own business. Zhong Ziki and the Demon King sat on the Huaxia group side, waiting. The next second, Li Xiandao, wearing a mask, suddenly appeared, startling the two of them. Master of the money exchange. The demon was so frightened that he stood up abruptly and said respectfully, Master, Zhong Ziki called out as well. Li Xiandao ignored the two people and looked around. In a daze, Li Xiandao seemed to have returned to his previous life in modern society. Where is this place? Li Xiandao immediately asked Zhong Ziki. Huaxia Group is a large conglomerate founded over 10 years by a young man from Juntian who is unable to cultivate. Although I don't know the specific management methods of this group, I admire him very much, Zhong Ziki said immediately. Li Xiandao immediately understood that this young man, like him, had come into this world by accident. Unlike others, Li Xiandao inherited the Heaven and Earth Bank. Since he was unable to cultivate, he used his memories from his previous life to establish a business group. Chapter 406. Let's get the business going first. Part 5. Pretty good, Li Xiandao said, looking around. Reuniting with a fellow villager no longer excited Li Xiandao. As for meeting this fellow villager, Li Xiandao had no intention of doing so, nor was he interested. They each had their own lives and were doing quite well, so why bother each other? You just said that the 4 demon god pillars are all on Dragon Island? Li Xiandao asked. Yes, all 4 demon god pillars are on Dragon Island, the demon said respectfully. At this moment, Supervisor Lin came over with the documents, handed them to the boss, and said, This is the copy document. I hope it can help you. The demon immediately handed the information to Li Xiandao. Li Xiandao took it and examined it carefully without saying a word. The demon then asked, How much? You're a gold cardholder, and you get a free meal once every 10 transactions. We've given you a free meal this time, Manager Lin said with a smile. The boss liked this kind of service even more. Although he could definitely afford to pay the small fee for the free meal, saying it made people feel better. Okay, I'll spend more in the future and try to upgrade my gold card, the devil said with a smile. Manager Lin smiled and said, "It's our honor." Li Xiandao raised his head and looked at Manager Lin. This service attitude has been trained quite well. I'm leaving. Li Xiandao turned and left. The demon immediately followed. Take care. Manager Lin saw him to the door. Li Xiandao nodded, indicating that he didn't need to see him off. He looked at the bustling street and walked one after the other with the demon. Li Xiandao had his hands behind his back, holding a document in his hand. He quickly glanced through the contents of the document. It is certain that the 4 demon god pillars are on Dragon Island. The current issues are when to go to Dragon Island to retrieve the Great Wilderness Starfall that originally belonged to the Heaven and Earth Bank, avenge the Blood Dragon, and also deal with the 4 demon god pillars. The demon followed Li Xiandao closely, step by step. They didn't dare to speak. Tell me, how do we get back the demon god pillar on Dragon Island? Li Xiandao asked the demon. The Demon King's spirits lifted, and he said, "The demon god pillar on Dragon Island is not easy to obtain. Even if I am now at the Emperor realm, going to Dragon Island would be suicide. Therefore, Money House owner, we can bide our time for a while and improve ourselves." Li Xiandao murmured, "To endure for a while? Yes, my cultivation has now broken through to the Emperor level. Give me a few months, and I guarantee I will break through to the Emperor level and enter the next realm. That way, I can go to Dragon Island and retrieve the 4 demon god pillars," the demon said. A few months. Li Xiandao looked at the demon. He could afford to wait a few months. Yes, there are some immortal dragons among the dragons, and there must be some old dragons who have reached their peak. It is not a wise move to rush up there easily, the demon said. That's what I was thinking too, Li Xiandao nodded. If it weren't for those old dragons who had seized the mandate of heaven 5 times, he would have already stormed Dragon Island. Li Xiandao could defeat anything less than 5 deadly attacks. If these old dragons weren't around, he could easily sweep through Dragon Island. Master, give me some time. I will work hard to cultivate, and in a few months, I will definitely help you obtain the demon god pillar, the demon said firmly. No need. You should focus on your cultivation these next few months and continue searching for the other demon god pillars with Zhongziki. You don't need to worry about the 4 on Dragon Island. I'll handle them, Li Xiandao said, shaking his head. That won't do. I want to share your burden, master, the demon said sincerely. However, the underlying reason is that he doesn't know where the other demon god pillars are. If he doesn't go and get these 4 demon god pillars, where will he find the other demon god pillars? But Li Xiandao still insisted. There are 12 demon god pillars in total. There are only 4 here. The other 8 are outside. Go and find them. The demon's face froze, and he was speechless. Brother, I'm completely lost right now. Where do I even begin to look? Having finally managed to buy information through an information agency and obtain 4 demon god pillars, why wouldn't he focus on those 4 pillars instead of looking for others? The demon was full of complaints, but he was speechless in the face of Li Xiandao. It's all because he bragged in front of Li Xiandao before. Now that the leather was about to burst, he had to grit his teeth and hold on, nodding with tears in his eyes. Master, please rest assured, I will definitely go and find the other demon god pillars. Li Xiandao nodded in satisfaction and said, I hope to receive your good news soon. The demon could only swallow his anger and said, I'll try my best to be faster. Not bad, you and Zhongziki are both good. After the matter is settled, I will reward you with some treasures. Li Xiandao took a step forward, and a teleportation array appeared beneath his feet, leading him into the Heaven and Earth Bank. Only the demon stood there, touching his forehead, speechless with emotion. Why didn't you just admit that you couldn't find the demon god pillar? Zhongziki said speechlessly. Now that the demon god pillar cannot be found, he is also responsible. I've only found 4 demon god pillars, and I immediately told my master I couldn't find any. Will my master think I'm shirking my responsibilities? The demon said helplessly. Now he was in a dilemma. He confessed to Xiandao that the discovery of the 4 demon god pillars was too timely, perfectly trapping the demon and Zhongziki in the middle. Let's go, hopefully we'll stumble upon something by sheer luck, the devil said helplessly, turning around to continue searching for Manager Lin. Do you have any more information about these iron pillars? The demon asked hopefully. I'm sorry, that's all the information we have. There's nothing else, Manager Lin said regretfully. The demon's heart was shattered. This is truly like finding a needle in a haystack. After returning to the Heaven and Earth money exchange, Xiandao handed the documents to Xiaoqi and asked, "What do you think we should do now?" "Let's develop for a few months before taking action," Xiaoqi said after a moment's thought. The old dragons on Dragon Island that have taken lives 7 or 8 times, or even 9 or 10 times, are extremely terrifying. Even Xiandao cannot defeat them now. How many more blood-red pocket watches do we have? Xiandao asked. 100 watches. You cleared out the debts of the 10 lands and the Cold Moon Heaven, and replenished the treasury properly. As a reward, you are hereby awarded 100 pocket watches, Xiaoqi said. Send them all out. We need to do some serious business now. I need a lot of resources to improve myself, Xiandao said. Okay. Xiaoqi nodded, obeying Xiandao's words, and released the blood-red pocket watches, letting them find suitable guests on their own. This time, Xiandao needs a lot of resources. Xiaoqi, sort out all the debt contracts in Juntian. Give me the ones with resources listed first. I must get the resources, Xiandao instructed Xiaoqi. I understand. Xiaoqi nodded and turned to leave. Xiandao himself began to plan how he could break through to the Emperor realm a few months later using a large amount of resources. Then you can visit Dragon Island. Right now, I should focus on building up my business, Xiandao muttered to himself. Chapter 407 The Second Customer to Voluntarily Repay the Loan. Part 1. There's not much difference between entering Juntian and being in Hanuishan. They all need to continue their self-cultivation and business expansion. Xiandao continued his cultivation, waiting for guests to arrive. Xiaoqi was handling Juntian's contracts, prioritizing those that owed Tiandi Qianzhuang a large amount of resources and resolving them beforehand. While she was busy, Xiaoqi suddenly received a message that made her come to find Xiandao with a strange expression. What's wrong? Xiandao asked, looking at Xiaoqi's face. Xiaoqi smiled and said, You have a guest. Xiandao asked in surprise, So fast? Not a new guest, Xiaoqi shook her head. Is that an old acquaintance? Xiandao felt that he probably didn't have any old acquaintances in Juntian. Zhongziki and the Demon Lord are now his subordinates. Apart from them, Xiandao doesn't know a single person from Juntian. Xiaoqi said with a smile, You would never guess that someone came to repay the loan as soon as we arrived at Juntian. Xiandao looked at Xiaoqi with surprise and asked, Are you really keeping your promises? Yes, that's why I was so surprised. I didn't expect someone to come and repay the loan as soon as I entered Juntian. Xiaoqi nodded, in a good mood. Please come in, Xiandao said immediately. This was a very important guest, and he had to receive him. Since he inherited Tiandi Money House, there has only been one person who has voluntarily repaid loans and settled contracts. It was still when they were high off the ground. Upon careful consideration, Xiandao felt that the people of the 9 heavens and 10 earths lacked a sense of contractual obligation. Now that he had encountered a second person who had taken the initiative to clear up the contract, Xiandao was in a great mood. He stopped cultivating and went to the trading hall. Soon after, Xiaoqi led a lady in. The lady is beautiful, with a mature, intellectual, and elegant beauty. Her appearance alone is not particularly striking, but her mature, graceful, and sophisticated aura makes her someone to be reckoned with. Xiaoqi walked over with her. Greetings, owner of the money exchange. The woman bowed gently to Li Xiandao, her voice soft, then looked at him thoughtfully. The owner wasn't wearing a mask when the contract was signed. Has it changed owners? Li Xiandao extended his hand and said, "Please sit down." "Thank you." The woman sat down, her posture upright, and looked at Li Xiandao with a slight smile. "Are you here to settle the contract?" Li Xiandao asked. "Yes, there are 3 more days until the contract expires. I'll prepare everything required in the original contract and then contact you," the woman nodded and said. Li Xiandao snapped his fingers. Xiao Qi immediately understood and handed the contract to Li Xiandao. This contract was signed more than 10,000 years ago, and it was also signed by the previous owner, but Li Xiandao was surprised by the contents of the contract. It's not absurd. It's normal. Li Xiandao was already mentally prepared for the various absurd contracts signed by the previous owner. He had seen many before, most of which were done arbitrarily. When he was in a good mood, he would give you a lot of benefits, and when he was in a bad mood, he would sign contracts at will. So Li Xiandao originally thought that this contract would be the same, one that would make him furious. But upon closer inspection, the contract appeared normal. It could even be a very profitable contract. The contract required the host to possess immense power, enabling her to clear her husband's name, for which she paid with 10,000 top-grade spiritual dragon veins. After clearing his name, 10,000 years later, he will give the Heaven and Earth Bank 1,000,000 top-grade spiritual dragon veins. Millions of top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. When Li Xiandao saw the contract, his first reaction was that the previous owner was really heartless. But upon closer inspection, it became clear that the woman had borrowed the cultivation level of a peak emperor. He exchanged 10,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins for the power of a peak emperor, and then, 10,000 years later, returned the power and 1,000,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins to the Heaven and Earth Bank. This contract is definitely worthwhile. Make a fortune. But the thought that it was signed by the previous host made Li Xiandao feel incredulous. Having seen too many absurd contracts, Li Xiandao was skeptical of this seemingly normal one. These 1,000,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins could instantly alleviate Li Xiandao's difficulties. Therefore, Li Xiandao carefully examined it several times before confirming that it was true. "Ms. Lu Yun, this is your contract. Please check if there are any errors." Li Xiandao pushed the contract over. Lu Yun looked at it carefully, her expression nostalgic, and said, 15,000 years ago, my husband died because of a family mission, but he was falsely accused of colluding with others and was disgraced. I used all my efforts to borrow 10,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins in exchange for my strength. This contract was the dividing line in Lu Yun's life. Only with this dividing line could Lu Yun avenge her husband and clear her name. If the contract is correct, then I will take away your strength, as well as your 1,000,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins, Li Xiandao said. No problem. It's just that the 1,000,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins aren't with me right now, they're with my son-in-law. So I'll have to trouble you to come with me, and I'll have my son-in-law return them to you, Lu Yun said. Are you so confident in your son-in-law? Li Xiandao asked. This was 1,000,000 top-grade spiritual dragons, no small number. Even 100 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins could turn people into enemies, a fight to the death. Now there are 1,000,000. I trust my son-in-law. He's a very good person and very capable. Although he doesn't have any cultivation, I'm 100% satisfied with him, Lu Yun said with a smile. Li Xiandao said, since you took the initiative to settle the contract, I'll give you a discount. I took away your cultivation, and you would age instantly and have little life force left. Now I'll help you stay in this form and live for another 50 years. Li Xiandao only offered the discount because Lu Yun took the initiative to repay the contract. Of course, the main reason is the 1,000,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. Lu Yun said gratefully, thank you, thank you. Of course, she didn't want to die, nor did she want to grow extremely old. Being able to maintain this state for 50 years was already very satisfying. Li Xiandao stepped forward and said, If all the customers of Chendi Money House were like you, I would be very happy no matter how many discounts I offered. After Li Xiandao became the owner of the Heaven and Earth Money House, why was he unwilling to sign a contract that allowed him to borrow things and repay them after many years with interest? First, Li Xiandao lacks a powerful force to maintain his position. Secondly, Li Xiandao didn't have that many treasures to lend out. Thirdly, Li Xiandao was not very willing to sign such a contract because the benefit period was too long. Approaching Lu Yun from behind, Li Xiandao reached out and gently scratched the top of her head. Rumble. A powerful force was extracted by Li Xiandao, leaving only a small amount within Lu Yun's body, allowing Lu Yun to maintain his current form. The power of a peak emperor was in Li Xiandao's hands. Chapter 408 Devouring 00,000 Dragon Veins. Part 2. With the strength of an Emperor Realm expert in his hand, Li Xiandao looked at Xiao Qi. Li Xiandao could not absorb the energy of this Emperor Realm expert. Because this is constant. Unable to break through, and unable to fall, they remain at this level for their entire lives. Li Xiandao absorbing this energy would only have the opposite effect. So Xiao Qi brought a jade box, opened it, and placed it in front of Li Xiandao. Li Xiandao put the power of a peak emperor inside and had Xiao Qi deliver it to the warehouse. Lu Yun lost the power of the emperor realm, feeling lost and with mixed feelings. But she still stood up and said, "Money shop owner, let's go get those 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins now." Li Xiandao nodded, waved his hand, and a black hole appeared. He said, "Lead the way." Lu Yun immediately went inside and disappeared into the black hole. "I'll be right back," Li Xiandao said to Xiao Qi, and then stepped inside. In a magnificent ancient city in Juntian, Lu Yun and Li Xiandao appeared one after the other in a corner. "This is my home, Imperial City," Lu Yun introduced. Li Xiandao nodded. There were quite a lot of people in this place. The city walls were magnificent, carved with many array patterns, and there was a no-fly zone. No one could fly unless their cultivation level was at least Emperor. Li Xiandao looked around. It was a small alley, leading to a main road with people coming and going. In this fallen imperial city, what Li Xiandao saw most often were various glass shops on both sides of the road. A thought struck him, and Li Xiandao asked, "Does your son-in-law have no cultivation?" Lu Yun nodded and said, "Although he cannot cultivate, he has a very good business mind, is a good person, and respects me very much. After I married my daughter to him, I gave him all my assets. He lived up to expectations and developed a very large business in less than 10 years. Li Xiandao's mind raced, and he became certain that Lu Yun's son-in-law was his fellow villager. Li Xiandao admired him quite a bit. Despite having no cultivation level, he managed to marry his daughter to Lu Yun, who was at the emperor level, and also received all of Lu Yun's assets, allowing him to rapidly expand his business. The key point is that he is very filial. Indeed, Li Xiandao was starting to have some expectations for this fellow townsman. "Let's go see my son-in-law. He earned most of these 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. Without him, I wouldn't be able to repay them, and I would have broken my promise to the Heavenly Bank," Lu Yun said with emotion, 1,000,000 times satisfied with his son-in-law. Li Xiandao listened silently, his interest in this fellow villager growing stronger. The two arrived at a manor. Lu Yun entered directly, and the guards at the gate, all of whom were at the legendary level, treated him with utmost respect. Li Xiandao, with his hands behind his back, followed Lu Yun into the manor. "This manor was also built by my son-in-law. It's very beautiful, and I like it very much," Lu Yun continued to praise her son-in-law. Li Xiandao looked at the beautiful manor, with its green grass, blue stone paths, asphalt roads, and so on. This fellow villager of his lacked talent for cultivation, but he still found his own value in this world. They arrived at a garden when a fat man rushed over. He was plump, had a steady breathing, and seemed to have no cultivation level. He looked very friendly. "Mother, have you finished your business?" The fat man ran over and asked with concern. "It's all done. Come, Let me introduce you. This is the owner of the money exchange, here to collect those 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. Lu Yun immediately pulled his son-in-law along and carefully introduced him. This is my son-in-law, named Lu Wu. Lu Yun accepted his son-in-law. Greetings, senior. Lu Wu saw that Li Xiandao was wearing a mask and had an extraordinary aura, so he did not dare to be careless and bowed with a smile. Li Xiandao nodded, then asked, "Where is the spiritual energy dragon vein?" "Inside the magic treasure space, senior. Follow me." Lu Wu immediately led the way. "Okay." Li Xiandao followed behind him with a calm demeanor. The manor was very large, with many maids and servants. The three of them wandered around inside and came to a large house. The house contained nothing but countless storage treasures. 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins is a huge amount. We even made 100 storage magic treasures, each containing 10,000 spiritual energy dragon veins. There are 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins inside, Lu Wu explained. Li Xiandao said with satisfaction, "Very good." Reaching the center, Li Xiandao flicked his finger, and a stream of true energy circulated, rotating around and opening all the storage treasures. Rumble. 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins poured out instantly. It's like a reservoir full of water. When the sluice gates are opened, the water crashes down with a thunderous roar, creating an astonishing spectacle. "Senior, you mustn't do this. If this gets out of control, we won't be able to manage it," Lu Wu said in a panic. Li Xiandao said confidently, "No need to worry, with me here it won't spread." As soon as he finished speaking, 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins poured down with a thunderous roar. They were enormous and spread rapidly, threatening to destroy the house and spread outwards. Li Xiandao would not allow such a thing to happen. Take a step forward. Within Li Xiandao's body, the 10 great grotto heavens began to operate wildly. Rumble. With tremendous momentum, the cave expanded rapidly, spreading and frantically absorbing these spiritual energy dragon veins. There are 10 worlds surrounding Li Xiandao, illusory and terrifying. 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins are absorbed into them, but they cannot cause any ripples. 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins, distributed across the 10 worlds, with each world having 100,000 top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. This is a great tonic for the 10 great worlds, but it's still not enough to break through to the Emperor realm. 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins poured down, a scene so overwhelming and terrifying that Lu Wu and Lu Yun were both pale with fright as they watched. However, Li Xiandao's actions averted the crisis. The sight of the 10 worlds absorbing millions of top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins shocked Lu Wu and Lu Yun so much that they dared not make any move. Click, click, click. After absorbing the million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins, the 10 great grotto heavens within Li Xiandao's body continued to rotate and enter his body, further merging with him, emitting a mechanical sound. "One more time, and perhaps I can try to break through," Li Xiandao murmured. However, 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins are quite rare. Li Xiandao walked out of the room and looked at the shocked Lu Wu and Lu Yun. In a good mood, he took out a blood-red pocket watch and handed it to Lu Wu. "This is for you, consider it a gift." Lu Wu was completely confused. Why give him a gift? He's not a woman. And he was fat. Lu Yun was overjoyed and immediately handed the bewildered Lu Wu the money, saying gratefully, "Thank you, owner of the money shop." Lu Wu, still somewhat dazed, also expressed his gratitude. Li Xiandao said happily, "Consider this a reward for the 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. I look forward to your visit to the Heaven and Earth Bank. I'll be going now." Chapter 409, An Infuriating Contract. Part 3. Li Xiandao gave Lu Wu a blood-red pocket watch because he was in a good mood, having obtained 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. In addition, Lu Wu was from the same hometown as him, so Li Xiandao decided to give him a pocket watch out of consideration for these factors. The saying "when fellow villagers meet" their eyes fill with tears, doesn't apply to Li Xiandao. But at the other extreme, even fellow villagers stab each other in the back. Li Xiandao did not do that. He was given a pocket watch, and he could come to Li Xiandao for help if he encountered any problems he couldn't solve in the future. There's nothing else to talk about. Did he discuss business with Li Xiandao? Li Xiandao talked to him about how to open a money exchange. After leaving Lu Wu's residence, Li Xiandao walked down the street, looking at the bustling streets, the crowds, and the thousands of shops, feeling relaxed. The 1 million spiritual energy dragon veins I obtained this time have advanced my progress by half. If I obtain another 1 million, I can break through to the Emperor realm. Li Xiandao was overjoyed. Having broken through to the Emperor realm and entered the Heavenly Mandate realm, Li Xiandao immediately went to Dragon Island to resolve the matters there. Therefore, Li Xiandao still needs to find 1 million top-grade spiritual energy dragon veins. This is difficult. After wandering around Emperor's Fall City for a while, Li Xiandao vented his joy and then felt bored. He thought he was being silly for wandering around for so long, so he immediately returned to the Heaven and Earth Bank. Inside the money exchange, Xiao Qi saw Li Xiandao return and immediately asked, "Even 1 million spiritual energy dragon veins didn't help you break through?" Li Xiandao shook his head and said, "We are still short at least 1 million spiritual energy dragon veins." Xiao Qi helplessly spread her hands. "I haven't found a suitable contract for so many spiritual energy dragon veins yet, but I do have a contract about resources. Do you need to get it back?" Li Xiandao shook his head and said, "I've been cultivating diligently at the bank and receiving guests during this time. As for the contracts, you can hand them over to other people. Anyway, they've all broken through to the Emperor realm one after another." Xiao Qi smiled mischievously upon hearing this. "Then shall I have Tian Guangming go?" Li Xiandao looked at her with a puzzled expression. She reached out and pinched Xiao Qi's delicate nose, saying irritably, "Tian Guangming finally got a break, and you're letting him go out again? Tian Guangming's talent isn't improved through rest and hard work. He needs to be beaten to improve quickly," Xiao Qi argued confidently. "Then why didn't you choose Monk Tianxin or Lucifer?" Li Xiandao asked in return. "I would choose either of them, but Tian Guangming will be my first choice." Xiao Qi shook off Li Xiandao's large hand, her delicate face wrinkling as she spoke. "Are these contracts dangerous?" Li Xiandao was worried about Tian Guangming. After all, he was one of his subordinates who had followed him since the Great Li Earth. "There is definitely a little danger, but it's only a little," Xiao Qi said after thinking for a moment. "If Tian Guangming handles this contract well, he will definitely be able to break through to the Emperor realm. This is a contract that contains both danger and opportunity. If you don't agree to let Tian Guangming go, I will let Monk Tianxin go instead." Xiao Qi changed her mind and relented. But she knew in her heart that although Li Xiandao often complained and looked down on Tian Guangming, he still cared about this subordinate who had followed him all the way up. "All right, let Tian Guangming come over here. Give me the contract." Li Xiandao thought for a moment and decided to let Tian Guangming make his own choice. Xiao Qi immediately handed a contract to Li Xiandao and went to call Tian Guangming. Li Xiandao took the contract and opened it to take a look. This is a loan agreement, but the penalty for default is not specified in the agreement. What was the price the vice leader of the Loose Cultivator Alliance paid for borrowing a secret manual and a celestial artifact from the Heaven and Earth Bank? Li Xiandao didn't see what the price was on the first page, and his heart skipped a beat. He immediately turned to the second page. 10,000 years later, open the ancient divine court's great tomb, take out all the treasures inside, and return them along with the immortal artifacts and cultivation techniques. The signatory is Zheng Tu. Now 10,000 years have passed, and the contract has only been breached for 3 days. Li Xiandao stared blankly at the contract, all his good mood gone. Previously, Lu Yun came to settle his contract 3 days in advance when it was due to expire. That contract allowed Li Xiandao to earn a lot of spiritual energy dragon veins. I thought this meant the former owner had changed for the better and reformed, and that future contracts would be normal. As it turns out, Li Xiandao was overthinking things. The contract is still irregular. This contract is only 6 days older than Lu Yun's. Within 6 days, 2 completely different contracts emerged. It was a very professional, clean, and excellent contract. It's like a family member visiting a relative, giving a gift to the former owner, hoping they'll turn a blind eye and sign a contract that's clearly a money-losing proposition. This shows that they don't treat the heaven and earth bank as their own, and they harm the treasures inside without any remorse. The vice leader of this loose cultivator alliance obtained a rare cultivation technique and a celestial artifact without paying any price. It was a complete get-rich-quick scheme. 10,000 years later, he opened some ridiculous ancient divine court tomb. The more Li Xiandao looked at the contract, the angrier he became. He slammed the contract on the table, took off his mask, and his face turned icy cold. My good mood for the whole day is completely ruined. A short while later, Xiao Qi and Tian Guangming came in. When Tian Guangming saw Li Xiandao's expression, he was immediately startled. His master seemed very angry. Why would you want to talk to him? Should I beat him up to vent my anger? Tian Guangming felt uneasy and became cautious, calling out tentatively, "Master." Xiao Qi knew why Li Xiandao was angry. She was also angry about that contract at first, let alone the fact that it was Li Xiandao, the master. Li Xiandao opened his eyes, too angry to speak, and pointed at the contract, letting Tian Guangming see it for himself. Tian Guangming carefully took the contract, looked at it closely, and understood why Li Xiandao was so angry. "Master, Tian Guangming will definitely help you resolve this contract," Tian Guangming said confidently. "Kill Zheng too," Li Xiandao said coldly. They took such a huge advantage from Tiandi Money Shop, yet they refused to honor the contract and dare to breach it. Court death. Li Xiandao had no intention of giving him any chance to beg for mercy. "Okay, I will definitely kill him," Tian Guangming said firmly. "Wait." Xiao Qi reached out and stopped Tian Guangming. "Master Xiao Qi, what are your orders?" Tian Guangming asked. "Don't try to kill this person for now. He's probably at the emperor level now, and you can't kill him anyway," Xiao Qi said. "I would kill him even if it cost me my life, just for my master," Tian Guangming declared passionately. "All right, stop putting on an act in front of me. I brought out this contract to draw your attention to that ancient divine tomb," Xiao Qi reminded him. Li Xiandao and Tian Guangming looked at Xiao Qi together. What was so strange about this ancient divine court's tomb? Chapter 410, The Ancient Divine Court. Part 4. Li Xiandao frowned and asked, "What is this ancient divine court?" Tian Guangming also looked at Master Xiao Qi with curiosity, eager to know. Xiao Qi explained, "The divine court, the divine race, don't you know?" Li Xiandao suddenly realized and said, "Is it the ancient divine court of the gods?" "Yes, that's why such an absurd contract was signed. 10,000 years later, when the ancient divine court opens, the key is on this Zheng Tuesday. He's hidden very well, and no one knows about it," Xiao Qi nodded. "What exactly is inside this ancient divine court?" Li Xiandao asked, frowning. Paying such a high price for an ancient divine court, and having to wait 10,000 years, is it just a waste of time? Li Xiandao felt that if it were him, Zheng Tu would definitely not be able to enter the Heaven and Earth Bank. Not to mention signing any contracts. "I don't know either. Anyway, 10,000 years have passed. They should be opening the ancient divine court soon. According to the contract, this ancient divine court belongs to us, so I wanted Tian Guangming to go there," Xiao Qi explained. "No need to say anything, I'll go," Tian Guangming said immediately, with great determination. "I'm also considered half a god, so I think it's perfectly normal for me to go," Tian Guangming said proudly. "The ancient divine court must have records about the gods. If you go in, you can easily gain benefits. You might even break through to the emperor realm," Xiao Qi said. Tian Guangming's eyes lit up, and he immediately said, "Master, I'll go right away." Li Xiandao calmed down and said, "If it's about opening some ancient divine court, then there must be many experts. You can't do it alone. I can do it myself, Tian Guangming said firmly. I guarantee I'll complete the mission, Tian Guangming said eagerly. This was a great opportunity, and he certainly wouldn't let it slip away. Li Xiandao looked at Xiao Qi. This mission had started by killing Zheng Tu and had now evolved into the ancient divine court. Just listening to it, the level of danger kept rising. Let Tian Guangming give it a try, and if it doesn't work, send someone to support him, Xiao Qi said. Li Xiandao then nodded. After thinking for a moment, he decided to condense a sword aura. Clang. The sword energy was chilling and the cold air was biting. Although it was sealed, one could still feel its bone-chilling killing intent. This sword energy is terrifying. Li Xiandao gave his sword energy to Tian Guangming for self-defense, saying, activate this sword energy when necessary. I will keep an eye on it and send someone to support you immediately if there is any problem. Tian Guangming looked at Li Xiandao with emotion and said, Master, rest assured, I, Tian Guangming, will handle this matter for you perfectly and cleanly, so you don't have to worry about it. Li Xiandao dismissed these words as nonsense, never imagining that Tian Guangming would handle things so smoothly and cleanly. He must keep a close eye on this ancient divine court. Let's go. Li Xiandao waved his hand, shooing Tian Guangming away. Inside the hall, only Li Xiandao and Xiao Qi were present. Li Xiandao complained, if you had told me earlier that the ancient divine court was related to the angels, I would have sent out all 4 of my angels. Xiao Qi explained, I don't think it's necessary. Tian Guangming can handle it. The fact that this ancient divine court can appear in Juntian means it's not the most powerful one. Besides, Tian Guangming inherited the divine status of the goddess of light, so he'll be fine. Why would the ancient divine court appear here? Didn't the gods also disappear after the last era? Even if it is the ancient divine court, it shouldn't be appearing in Juntian, Li Xiandao asked. I can tell you about this, Xiao Qi explained to Li Xiandao in a soft voice. When the divine court of the gods was destroyed in the epoch, it fell to a certain place, where countless treasures were hidden. Many people in this era want to find the ancient divine court so they can make a fortune, but many people search their whole lives and still can't find the real ancient divine court, Xiao Qi said. Li Xiandao nodded silently. Everyone knows about the ancient divine court. It's very difficult to find. Is this one really real? Li Xiandao asked. I'm not sure if it's the real ancient divine court, but I'm certain it's one of the suspected ones, Xiao Qi said seriously. There are still suspected cases? Li Xiandao found it amusing. They've already been wiped out. Why are they still making so many fuss? Legend has it that even before the ancient divine court was destroyed, it sensed the crisis and set up 81 suspected ones. After its complete destruction, the true ancient divine court and the 81 suspected ancient divine courts were passed down from generation to generation in people's mouths, Xiao Qi said. Li Xiandao gave a thumbs up. Wow, that's impressive. There are so many suspected cases. Just like Boss Chow. So, over all these years, has no one discovered the ancient divine court? Li Xiandao asked. Many people have discovered what appears to be a treasure inside. Some are full of dangers and could kill you, while others are completely empty with inscriptions carved on the walls. You're too late. It was stolen first. So now, there are fewer and fewer suspected ancient divine courts, which is why I said that Tian Guangming is worth going to this time, Xiao Qi added. Let him go then. If he gets lucky, he'll have good fortune. If he doesn't, it's just bad luck. He should wash his hands frequently when he gets back, Li Xiandao said quietly. To be honest, Li Xiandao wasn't very interested in the ancient divine court. Now it all depends on Tian Guangming's fate. Whether it's a suspected ancient divine court or the real one, nothing is certain. I wish him good luck, Xiao Qi said casually. Go and rest. I'll keep an eye on Tian Guangming, Li Xiandao nodded. Okay. Xiao Qi turned and left. Tian Guangming emerged from the heaven and earth money shop, holding the contract given to him by Li Xiandao, his whole body pounding with excitement. The ancient divine court is the territory of the gods, and the angels are also part of the gods. If I enter, who knows how much it will help me improve? Tian Guangming said excitedly. He seemed to see the dawn of his breakthrough to become an emperor. Monk Tianxin, Huang Zhou, you two have both broken through to the emperor realm. I, Tian Guangming, am not willing to fall behind and be left too far behind. I will catch up now. Tian Guangming thought confidently. He was in such a hurry that he didn't hear the conversation between Xiandao and Shao Qi behind him. There are 81 suspected ancient divine courts, most of which are empty. He doesn't know if the one he encountered is a suspected one or the real ancient divine court. Let's go find the vice leader of this loose cultivator alliance first. Tian Guangming examined the situation carefully and muttered to himself in surprise. With a celestial artifact, a cultivation technique, and considerable strength, why is he only the vice leader? If Zheng Tu could be willing to be the second in command, how powerful must the top leader be? Tian Guangming's expression changed, and he muttered, I'm not here to fight. Let's find this ancient divine court first.